Hello everyone, welcome to our Thursday night Facebook Live and happy Valentine's Day. It is V-Day and some of you guys might be sitting at home not celebrating. Some of you guys might be like totally rah-rah all about the love, but no matter where you guys are at, I'm just happy that you came out to hang out with me tonight. And you know, it's interesting because in our free Facebook group yesterday, I asked our community, what their whole experience with sex was. And we just had like a real honest conversation about what's going on in the bedroom because I was curious, are you guys experiencing like a loss of sex drive, or is it just feeling really uncomfortable? Like, are you in pain, or like what's going on there? Because it's interesting to really take note just how much your gut situation is affecting so many different aspects of your life. And so here we are on Valentine's Day, and I was reading all of the responses from you guys in our Love and Trust Your Guts community, and so many of you were like straight up loss of sex drive because you're feeling so uncomfortable with the state of your gut. You're experiencing gas, for example, which we're going to dive in deep to tonight. You're experiencing so much bloating or constipation or diarrhea. And quite frankly, you're really nervous that you're going to have an accident or, God forbid you fart in the middle of sex. It's just all really uncomfortable. And so, that's why this Facebook Live topic is really perfect timing. Because here's what's been happening. Here's what made me decide we have to address this topic right away. We have to hit this like nail on the head because so many people in our free Facebook group were talking about, and this has been over the last few months, talking about the gas that they're experiencing. And so many people with very good intentions, I'll just say with absolute great intention and wanting to support each other, which I absolutely love when you guys come together and support each other as a community. But so many people were recommending Gas X, and a small heart of my peace died every time I read that recommendation, or every time I heard that someone was taking Gas X, a small piece of me died. And so I knew we had to just address this topic because here's the thing, guys, that I want you to know. And if you've been following me for some time, you know that the number one thing that I say is that when we are addressing a symptom, we have to look at the causative factors. We have to go in and dive deep and ask ourselves, why is it that I'm experiencing this symptom or this reaction or whatever is going on for you? Why is it? We have to fix the why, because if you are just trying to patch the symptom, if you are just trying to manage that symptom, you are going to be forever stuck in symptom management. And I'm going to tell you right now, your gut is going to get worse. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to get stuck in this symptom management system of going to the supplement store, trying to guess your way through supplements, getting, recommended laxatives, antidiarrheals, some random probiotic. I don't want you making the same mistakes I did that kept me stuck in my symptoms for so long. So tonight, we are going to be talking about why Gas X is not the answer and what is, right? So if you are sitting at home, tooting your way through this video, this is absolutely for you. And, I want to let you know that you're so not alone. And, we can really just, the other day I posted about this, we need to just sometimes take a moment to pause and laugh off the symptoms a little bit, laugh off the embarrassing experiences that we've had, because it can get really heavy sometimes, right? Sometimes we get really bogged down in how shitty it is. Right? Quite frankly, just how tough it is to constantly feel like your symptoms are controlling your life. Like you have no control of, when you're going to go out and what you're going to be able to eat, or, worrying about what you're going to eat. My phone's about to die here. Worrying about what you're going to eat without a reaction, or hoping that there isn't going to be a reaction. So we need to take a moment to just lighten it up and be like, it's all good. We have all had stories, embarrassing situations where we have farted maybe on someone, maybe farted around someone, and we will go to great lengths to try to hide the fact that we just farted. I've had times where I'm walking down the street and, you let a fart out, and so you try like kicking some rocks to pretend like you just didn't fart, or you try to like mimic the sound, or start like moving at your desk to be like, oh yeah, that wasn't a fart that just came out of my butt, right? So it's all good. We've all had these situations. So let's get down here. You're in pain, not just, you're not just experiencing gas. The thing that comes with gas is often constipation or diarrhea, but you're also experiencing pain, right? There is no ifs, ands, or buts. If you are gassy, you are probably experiencing great discomfort. And again, what we're going to talk about is why is that? But we need to first understand what the heck gas X even is. Well, it's a drug called simethicone. Okay, now you're probably thinking in English, please. Long story short, simethicone it's an anti-foaming agent. It's an anti-foaming agent. Now, I read that and it just the sound of that makes me cringe a little bit. I mean, the issue is not foam. The issue is gas buildup. And again, we can just try and get rid of the gas, but we have to fix the reason it came in the first place. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get gassy, right? Like, I hope this is resonating with you guys. I don't know about you, but when I was trying to fix my gut, I didn't want to just temporarily relieve my pain. I wanted it to go away forever. I was like praying to the poop gods. I was desperate for relief, not just temporarily though. So if you are wanting long-term results, give me a big yes in the comments below, because I'm talking to you guys. If you are looking to manage your symptom, all good. If you want to take gas X, all good. But then this isn't for you. I'm talking to the people who want to get rid of their gas for good, not just for an hour or two. All right. So if you want to get rid of it long term, give me a big yes in the comments below. All right. So what we're going to look at is if we're not looking to just manage the gas, what do we need to do? Like, what is actually causing it? Because it's interesting. I dug and dug and dug, and I honestly can't see why gas X would be helpful for your body. Okay, it might be an anti-foaming agent, and studies have shown that sure, it does help to dissolve the gas, or foam as they like to call it, but those symptoms are going to come back, right? The bigger issue with gas X is it's not fixing the root problem. So we need to talk about what the root problems are. Does that make sense? So what's actually causing your gas? Well, there's quite a few things that can be causing it. And when we talk about healing the body, one of the reasons why you are so dang frustrated is because you're trying all these different things, but often you're looking for just one thing that's going to fix it, right? You're like, I'll just take this supplement, that should fix my bloating and my gas, right? Or that should fix the gas, right? But your gas can be caused by like 5 different things, or maybe 3 different things, or maybe 10 different things. Every single person's different. So to think that one supplement is going to fix it, well, that isn't realistic. So we need to have super realistic expectations here. So bacteria imbalance can be just one piece of the puzzle, right? Now, stress is another really big piece. If you are stressed out and your gut is a hot mess, I'm going to tell you right now, you've got to address that stress. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you are taking all the right supplements. If you are eating the perfect diet, you will not be able to fix your gut. You, my friend, have to address your stress, because stress depletes your good bacteria. It depletes your digestive enzymes, and these are responsible for keeping your gut healthy. So if you're constantly, I want you to picture this, if someone is constantly, hitting you or punching you in the arm, and you get bruising and swelling and all that stuff, and you put ice on it and you put bandages on it and all that stuff, but if someone keeps hitting you on the arm, it ain't going to get better. It's not going to get better. You have to fix the causative factor. In this case, the causative factor is someone keeps hitting you in the arm, right? So stress is like continually hitting yourself in the arm. It's continually punching you in the gut. It's continually depleting your gut from being happy, from being healthy. So stress has to be addressed. Eating foods too fast, eating foods without chewing them properly. So if you're swallowing like whole foods, your stomach's not meant to break down whole foods. I don't know, this just made me think of this, but a while ago, like this was years ago, I still eat really fast. This is something I still have to actively work on. But years ago, I just thought of this. I was like inhaling a bag of chips, and Doritos have always been my, they're my kryptonite, okay? Eric is sitting here laughing in front of me because he knows Doritos and I cannot be in the same room together. So I was like inhaling this bag of Doritos, and I swallowed a chip practically whole because I had like 5 chips in my mouth at the same time, of course, because you're inhaling. Anyway, so I swallowed this chip like whole, and it got like lodged in my throat. And if you've ever swallowed a chip that is like still intact, and you've got like the sharp like chip dagger like digging into your throat, it is like not a fun situation. Anyways, I digress. The point is that your stomach cannot break down these whole foods. Your food is meant to be chewed up really, really well. And when there's a couple things that go on when you don't chew your food well. When those foods, again, don't get broken down properly in the gut. But the other thing that often happens when you are not chewing your food well enough and you're swallowing bigger chunks of food, you're often swallowing a lot of air with that food. So if you're getting like air bubbles swallowed with these chunks of food, that's going to create gas buildup in the stomach. That's going to create these gas bubbles that's making your stomach turn, and it's affecting the whole digestive process. Okay, Risa said, that happened to me with a corn chip. It was terrible. I feel your pain. Yes, like it was terrible. Corn chips, you totally know what I'm talking about if that happened with a corn chip. Anyways, we can all laugh about these things now. And I always say, I have tons of gas stories. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know about how I ended up waking myself up, farting like the loudest fart of my entire life, woke myself up in front of a new boyfriend, and long story short, the relationship didn't last long. But, we laugh at those things now, but when you're in the moment, it's not funny. So, all right. So if you're eating foods too fast, if you're not chewing your foods well enough, this is going to affect your gas. Okay? Now, what else we got here? Overeating, certain foods will actually create gas. Food sensitivities. Now, if you haven't watched last week's food sensitivity talk, it has been one of my most popular videos to date. You need to go back, hit the video tab, and make sure you watch the replay if you haven't already, because we talked all about what is a food sensitivity and how to determine yours. And that is a really big factor when it comes to gas. If you're struggling to break down foods because your body is sensitive to a food, then that is going to create gas buildup as well. Okay, constipation. If you are not properly eliminating your poop, if you are not pooping 2 to 3 times a day, if you are not pooping 2 to 3 times a day, I want you to ask yourself, where is that poop going? Just think about that for a second. Where is it going? Where are all the toxins going? Sure, they might be hanging out in the colon. You're going to get bunged up. You're going to feel super bloated. But those toxins end up getting reabsorbed back into the system. Your liver works really hard to filter out those toxins, and that is also going to contribute to that backlogged, gassy situation when your body is not able to release any of that. So that's a big factor. And then the number one thing that I want to talk to you tonight about what is actually causing your gas is an underactive stomach. And a lot of these different things actually cause an underactive stomach. So when we bring all the pieces back, it comes down to your stomach is underactive. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that every time you eat your foods, those foods go into your gut, and because your stomach is underactive, it struggles to break down those foods. And because the foods are not being broken down, we have to ask, what happens? They begin to ferment. Not the good kind of fermentation. This is what we call gut rot. So those foods begin to sit in the gut, they rot, and that fermentation creates a gas buildup. It creates methane gas. And I'll never forget, a couple of years ago, I decided I was going to try my hand at gardening, and I'm still coming to terms with the fact that I am not very good at keeping plants alive. I have one in my office currently. I realized today that I don't think I've watered it in probably a month, and so bless its heart, I gave it some water today, and I've decided I'm just going to put it in my schedule to start watering that poor thing. Anyways, if you have any plant advice, drop that in the comments too. But I decided I was going to try gardening this one year. And I was going to grow squash. And someone in our community here, she lives local to me, so she had planted and seeded these beautiful butternut squash plants, and she brought me some, and I planted them in my garden. And I worked every single day. I was so proud of myself. I'd go out in the morning, and I would take the flowers, the female flowers, and I'd pollinate them with the male flowers so that I would have a maximum yield of butternut squash come fall. And fall rolled around, and I had 10 beautiful butternut squash, banging butternut squash. And I decided I'm going to make butternut squash soup, and I'm also going to try jarring these soups. I'd never jarred either in my life. So I was used to freezing, and long story short, when you freeze things in jars, you need to leave room in the top of the jar, as you may know, because things expand in the freezer. Well, I didn't know that when you're jarring, you need to do the opposite. So I boiled my jars, I made my beautiful soup, I put it in the jars, and I left way too much room at the top of these jars, sealed them up, put them in my pantry, and a couple months later, those jars burst. They exploded everywhere, all over my pantry, and it smelled absolutely disgusting. It was horrid. So the reason I'm telling you this story, guys, is because it's the exact same thing happening in your gut. You see, what happened in those jars was a bit of a science project, kind of again, what's happening in your gut. If you put foods into an enclosed area and there's not enough enzymes to break down those food particles, they begin to ferment and rot. And that gas buildup creates a pressure. And that pressure is what caused those jars, glass jars, to explode all over my pantry. And so that's what's happening in your gut, is you don't have enough enzymes happening in your digestive system to digest, kind of like Pac-Man. They go in and they break down those foods. You don't have enough of those happening in your gut. And so that food is sitting there, rotting and fermenting and creating a gas buildup. And that's why you're also experiencing bloating. So if you've got gas, you're bloating too. I'm quite sure of it. All right. So it's either going to go at the back end or it's going to come up the top end. But this is why Gas X isn't going to fix this. Gas X is an anti-foaming agent. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you are swallowing your foods whole or not chewing well enough because you're busy and stressed and you're inhaling your food, or you're constipated, which is caused from a whole host of other issues. You've got a bacterial imbalance potentially. So this is why Gas X is a temporary fix, guys. It's a symptom management tool. Is this making sense to everyone? Okay. So here's what, whoa, I almost dropped you. So here's what needs to happen. Here's what needs to happen. I'm switching pages here, so I make sure that I get to all the stuff that I was going to talk to you about. Here's what we need to do. Okay, before I jump into that, Risa says, this is so me. I have such bad gas. Usually after lunch, I take apple cider vinegar and digestive enzymes. What else can I or we do? So I'm going to talk a little bit about this, guys, right now, but know that there's so much to talk about when it comes to gas. There's so many causative factors. And I will just say also, if you are suffering with IBS, know that studies are now showing that up to 60% of those suffering with IBS have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, also known as SIBO. So this is a really, that's where I'm talking about the bacterial imbalance that can be contributing to your gas. So it's tough for me to say, just do boom, 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 and that'll fix all your gas, because it's really critical that we get you on a complete gut repair system to address all of the causative factors contributing to your gas. But we're going to dive into some of the things that you need to start with right away. So first and foremost, you guys need to sit, slow down, and eat. And I'm going to join you because I too am a fast eater. Okay. Margie's saying, I have gastritis and IBS-D. My doctor put me on Periet and I don't feel any better. No, because it's not fixing the causative factors. It's not fixing the root. It's, again, I want you to think of, am I managing the symptom or numbing the symptom or shutting my body's ability off to, my body's ability to communicate that there's an issue? Am I shutting that off? Or am I treating the root underlying imbalances? So, you need to sit and eat slowly. Number one. All right. 2, relax. Relax in general. We need to address the stress. Again, guys, stress is depleting your good bacteria. It's depleting your enzymes. And we need to make sure that we are getting to the things that are causing the imbalances in your gut as well. The third thing that you need to do is you need to increase your fiber. Add things like ground flax into your day, chia seeds. These are going to be really important to help keep your bowels moving and keep your colon clean so that we are keeping that digestive system moving so that you're not getting old fermented foods stuck in the system, creating that gas buildup. All right. And then the fourth thing that you need to do is you need to get on a full spectrum digestive enzyme. Okay. Lori's saying, how do we get a SIBO diagnosis? I haven't seen a GI doctor yet. Great question, Lori. It's really tough to find a practitioner that will do it. Most doctors don't do them. You may find a functional doctor that'll do a SIBO breath test, but you're likely going to have to check out a naturopath, and not all naturopaths do SIBO testing. They have access to it. So I will also caution you that just because a practitioner can do the test doesn't mean they know how to properly treat it. So make sure that you see, if you're looking to address it, a gut specialist that actually knows how to fix your SIBO and walk you through a full protocol. Okay, so awesome. So that's what you need to focus on, okay? Now, here's the thing. I want you guys to just take a moment, because I know so many of you are like level 20 out of 10 frustration level, right? I know you guys are like, you've hit the max, you are feeling absolutely hopeless, and it's because you've tried everything and it feels like nothing is working, right? And so there is going to be one of 3 things that are happening to you at this point. One, I want you to know that if you are finding that you're trying everything, nothing's working, It could be one of these three things. So one, you are trying to fix your gut in the wrong order. Okay? There's a certain pecking order to fixing your gut. And so I'll give you an example. I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, Alyssa, I've got all these digestive issues and hormone issues, and I'm taking this long list of supplements. Well, I just want you to stop and think for a moment. We have to get really logical about this. If you are having a digestive issue, if you're struggling to digest foods in general, what makes you think taking a long list of supplements is going to fix that? You're not digesting things anyways, so you're wasting your money on these supplements. Okay, I have a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm taking supplements for adrenal support. That's nice. You're not even, again, digesting your food, so what makes you think that these supplements are going to be digested? So there's a bit of a pecking order here. There's a specific order that we need to walk you through to strengthen and fix your gut. All right, so that could be one of the reasons why it ain't working. The second thing is you could be missing critical pieces of the puzzle. A probiotic is great. It's not going to fix your gut. The low FODMAP diet definitely is not going to fix your gut. In fact, you need to hit the video tab on my Soul Food Nutritionista page because I just did a video on why the low FODMAP diet is the worst thing you should be doing if you have IBS. So it's really critical that we get you on a complete gut repair system so that you're not missing any pieces of the puzzle, because you can be doing a bunch of things right, but if you're missing one or two pieces, that is going to leave you super deflated and hopeless and frustrated when it doesn't work. And that's when we get to the third thing. And this is where I see so many of you guys reaching out to me, and I've jumped on the phone with some of you guys, and you are absolutely hopeless. You're hopeless because you have tried it all and it isn't working. And it's gotten to the point where you have lost the faith that it's even possible for you to fix your gut. So let me know in the comments if that is you. Let me know if you've gotten to the point where you've tried so many things, you don't even have the motivation to try anything else because you're scared it's not going to work either. This is why it's so important that we get fixing all of the underlying imbalances with a complete system and in the correct order so that you don't get to the place where you're ready to just settle and throw in the towel. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it is absolutely possible for you to fix your gut. So if you are done, if you are absolutely fed up with this, if you are sick and tired of constantly having your health control your life, determining whether you're going to be able to go out and leave the house or whether you can show up your best self for your family, if you are absolutely tired of being embarrassed and restricted with your food and in pain, then we need to help you. We need to help you, and it's time that we get you some support, okay? If it ain't working, it just means you need more support and there's something missing here, all right? So all that we need you to do is to believe in yourself. We just need you to believe that it's possible for you to fix your gut. Because if you have decided it ain't possible, then no one can help you. All right? So you need to believe in you. And then when you pair that with all of the correct steps and you fill in all of the gaps and you start addressing the causative factors, it is absolutely possible for you to fix your gut. Does that make sense? So here's the thing. If you are ready to actually get to the bottom of this and you're saying, Alyssa, I can show up and believe in myself, then I'm ready to give you some support. So I want to talk to you and I'm going to suggest that we connect, all right? And the best way that we can do this is by jumping on the phone together. No charge, no pressure. Here's the thing. There are so many moving pieces to fixing your gut. There's so many moving pieces, and not everyone is going to need the same thing. Every single one of you needs a customized protocol. There are so many programs out there selling you one size fits all. If it were a matter of just following the low FODMAP diet, you all wouldn't be searching here. You wouldn't be following me or watching me because you would be fixed and you would be happy frolicking in fields, but you're not. because that does not work. That does not work. So we need to talk about all of the stuff that's going on for you, everything that you've been through, what might be missing. Does this make sense? We need to talk through your full health history. We need to talk about that time that you got sick and you ended up on antibiotics, and ever since then your gut hasn't been the same. We got to talk about how many poops are you having a day? Is there blood in your stool? Is there any mucus? We need to talk about what foods are you eating? What are you reacting to? We got to talk about all of the things that you've tried, and we have to see what's missing. So if you are looking for extra support, again, this is completely free. The best way that I can support you is by talking to you as an individual and helping support you with a customized plan. So in the link above, I want you to click on that link. I've given you guys, just for tonight, the link to this to my specific calendar, my personal calendar. Click that link and I want you to book a Love Your Guts call. Again, it's completely free. This is the best way that I can support you and hear all of the things that you have been struggling with, so that again, we can figure out exactly what's missing. And if you decide like, Alyssa, I'm done. Like, I'm done guessing my way through the supplement stores. I'm done trying to navigate through the overwhelm of all the blogs on Google, and you're saying I need extra support, then great. We'll see if you qualify for our complete gut repair system. But we need to first just start with what the heck is going on? What is not working for you, and what can we do to support you? So if you are in and you are ready and you are absolutely fed up with your health controlling your life, then click that link above, jump into my calendar and book the time that works best for you. And I can't wait to jump on the phone with you guys. This is, again, the best way that I can support each of you as individuals. And when we support you as an individual, we get you on a customized plan, we get you some support, then what could possibly stop you from fixing your gut? All you have to do is believe that it is absolutely possible for you. So guys, I hope this was super helpful. If you loved it, give it a like, give it a share, and we will see you next week.